bum, 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 bum.
We're live, people.
We are. Happy Tuesday.
Hey.
How y'all doing?
I'm good. How are you guys doing? How you doing?
How you doing? I'm good. How you doing, Gary?
I'm just happy to be with y'all.
I'm just getting back in town, so just getting acclimated back to real life. But this is gonna be a good one.
This is gonna be a great one.
I know we say that all the time.
I know we do. But if you
are
watched
we lying? I mean, like, aren't they all good though? They are all good. You guys always tell us that.
I'm gonna agree with it.
But you know what? You always tell us that the topics are really good and then relatable and blah blah blah. You always tell us that privately. Can you please let us know by liking, loving, sharing, and putting your comments about the episodes in the comment section.
Yeah, and don't just text us what your thoughts are, about the conversation. Put it in there. Other people have the same kinds of questions, the same kind of experiences, the same kind of, they're thinking like you're thinking. So put it out there.
I think our audience is extraordinary. I think that they have the ability to also suggest content. Maybe we're not hitting on all cylinders at all times, but I think that there's an opportunity for them to provide.
You aren't hitting on the cylinders.
Me.
I'm hitting on the cylinders.
At all times. But I mean, I definitely think that, that they have things that they have input that they can put out there. And we want to hear their voices. We want to know what that is. We want to talk about those things.
Yep.
So what I want to talk about is this topic. What makes someone instantly unattractive? I'll start. Cursing. Like if you just, every sentence has to be an MF. Like every sentence.
Like the guy that you did
S.
like last century.
Just all those curse words. Yeah, that's a turn off. If you can't communicate without using profanity, if you can't use real words to express passion or disdain for something, you can use words without having to,
curse all the time.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be the 4-letter dictionary.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's one of them for me.
And for me, it would be so physically, a physical trait would be bad teeth. Bad teeth, like brownish teeth or missing side teeth or stuff like that. It would be teeth. But like character flaws to me would be inconsistency. Or liars, people who are deceptive, who are always.
I get that part. I don't know if you know that all like instantly though. If they're inconsistent, I mean
that's true.
Yeah,
but that's why I said physically it would be teeth.
Yeah.
But
because teeth, I think, tell a story of your hygiene.
They
do.
Well.
Overall.
You may have.
Yeah.
Not the funds available to get all those teeth put back in your mouth. But necessarily.
Yeah.
Hygiene. Go ahead. I know you want to say something. Spit it out.
I mean, it's
that's enough.
Okay. On to the next. Let's go. I don't want to hold us up here.
Right, go
ahead. A drunk.
A woman who drinks too much.
No, I mean, actually drinking too much can be a good thing, but
Are we just talking about women or just people in general? Because I'm thinking about people in general.
I was thinking about
in general.
But yeah,
in general, because I really feel like at this stage of the game, you shouldn't be drunk. If you're drunk, something should be wrong. It was something you didn't know. It was too much. Yeah, I mean, there should be an extenuating circumstance.
Wait a minute, hold on. Let me get it. If you're drunk, there should be something wrong. So people can't get drunk when there's like a jovial experience happening, a party, a good time with old friends. You should only be drunk if you're sad.
You should only be drunk if something happened wrong. I mean, you can drink. We can all drink. We all have drinks. We all can get overserved. But at this stage of the game, I feel like you should know that, man, this, I got a little wobble in my game. A drunk, that's a sign for me. Somebody drunk at this age,
you're overdoing it.
Yeah, you lack self-control.
Okay.
I see your mind.
Janae doesn't agree, but I get.
You know, like I'm from the school of honestly that you don't drink when you're sad. I back in the day when I used to indulge in alcohol, which years and years ago, I would never drink if I was sad. I would never drink if something was paining me because I've always thought that you don't ever want to use alcohol as a crutch to get you past that point. So that was
when
just.
When did you drink? Just socially when you were happy or just with your sorors or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and to that point, the last time I think I had a drink, I was with friends, sorority sisters, and we were watching like a Bears game. This was or something like that years ago, and you know I was like didn't eat after 6:59, and I mean if you're sitting watching a game, you aren't moving about. You're just sitting, right? And so I'm also from the school of, you know, I don't know what people are going to be serving, so I'm going to bring my own food. So I brought my own salad. And that's what I ate. But I did have like 2 cocktails. But when I got up from that seat, because I had been sitting for so long, I felt like, oh no. Ugh. But I'm thinking like if you would have been at that party and you didn't know me, you'd be like, oh, look at her. Ugh. You know what I mean? Right. And I would have been like that one person that would have been like, I didn't know I was going to be like this. You know what I mean? I sat down for 3 hours watching the game. I only ate a salad. I didn't have enough. So, and there was nothing wrong with me. I wasn't sad. Like you said, something needed to be wrong. Something went wrong. And it would have been none of those things. It was just, you know, I probably didn't have enough calories and I wasn't moving. I wasn't expending any.
You should have had some greasy food.
Something. Yeah.
Couple things. Number one, I mean, a drunk, in my definition of a drunk, they're, you know, it's
the tipsy wobble.
I mean, you can have a little wobble in your game. I mean, that's okay. You know, I'm overserved. You know, man, I didn't know that, you know, man, that Hennessy hit like that. Whatever that is. You know, I didn't have enough to eat, and you didn't go crazy or, you know, run through the house or anything like that. Yeah, throwing up or wanting to fight. Those are things I associate with drunkenness or a drunk.
Okay.
You know, to be overserved, I mean, we all are. I hope to be overserved soon, but I don't want to ever act out. You know, that's the part that I'm talking about. That when you act out or you do something that you have to call and apologize for tomorrow, or
that you don't even remember.
Right.
Yeah.
That's drunken behavior. And for me, somebody at our age group to get to that stage or that level, to me, that's kind of a red flag. That sends up.
You've worked your tolerance up to that level where. You know,
well,
2 drinks probably get you bent like that, and you're acting a donkey.
Right, and I have self-control. So now, when I start to feel a little wobble, I don't treat that with another drink. I'm like, you know what? Hey, let me start drinking water. Let me be an adult.
Yeah.
Let me not do something that I'm gonna regret. Blah 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 blah.
Get that.
Okay. So what other signs of other ways are people deemed instantly unattractive to
If
us?
you're too loud for me, I don't like loud people. I don't.
Loud drunks, especially.
Well, you back on that drunkenness, but
and I've been around
I don't like
people who, you know, and I'm all for having a good time.
Women or men, by the way.
I was gonna say, yeah, definitely women or men, but sometimes, you know, it's a double standard in everything. It is almost, to me, worse when women are, you know, in the restaurant, and then one has to stand up and get her point across. It's like, can we just be ladies? Can we bring it down and have fun? But because I've been in that situation too.
Yeah, I don't like it.
My thing is always, I'll ask somebody, you know, hey, do you think that my level of comprehension goes up with your decibels? So do I understand better at louder volume? I mean, that's because that's what you're saying to me. That's how I feel.
Yeah, let's just even say that, because that right there is probably someone who's trying to persuade you, um, push you into a direction of how they want you to think and feel and interpret. But when you walk into a room, it could just be a party. It could be all here, and you see someone sitting over there, and they are talking so loud, like they just have to commandeer everyone's
Oh yeah,
attention.
some people are like that.
That's
Oh,
a
that's
The
lot for
me.
me.
loud, the loud.
That's
laugh.
unattractive.
It's always somebody in the restaurant that's
It's
you know, it's
just
just too much.
yeah.
So
Or the person wants to one up you all the time.
yeah,
I don't like that either.
Yeah, I totally agree. You know, so when we went live just a few moments ago, and we were just giving a short little snippet and telling people what we were talking about. Somebody put negativity in the comments, and that's a good one. You know, a person who's always who's just a downer, just always negative, never has a silver lining, never sees a silver lining, and yeah, that's a huge turn off.
Because that's an energy drain.
It is.
I mean, you could be telling me, hey, my girlfriend
Yeah.
at work, she just bought this nice place downtown. Well, that ain't really downtown. That's more
Right.
like,
right. Your little business.
yeah,
How's
your little business, yeah.
That's
So people can
condescending.
either give you energy or they can drain your energy, and that is
A
total.
big time drain.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
But to speak on the negativity part, I remember I had a friend, a childhood friend, who would always find fault in people. So she could have been a little color struck. She could have been. But she would just say, oh, she's this, that, and she's, black and ugly or something silly like that. And I was like,
Okay.
what? She's not ugly. What does black have to do with anything? But that would just be like her go-to thing, or she's this is that and she's fat, or it was just always something that she just could never say that someone was pretty or beautiful.
Or talented.
Right. Or just anything.
It's
She would
never
just
a compliment.
But things changed later in life when she had a kid.
Really?
She wasn't that.
She became a little nicer.
Yeah.
She softened up a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
She was still a habitual liar, but she wasn't as negative.
So
right.
that's another one. Lying.
She was no longer a narcissist, but she was a pathological liar.
Yeah. Lying is a huge turn off.
Yeah, I'm like, girl, black is beautiful.
Probably
You
for
are
most
crazy.
everybody. Yeah. Yes, it is. I agree.
Another one for me is that I hate a bully. I hate somebody that uses their position, authority, rank, or even just their perceived whatever it is that gives them the right to treat people like they're less than, and to use, whether it's physical, whether it's verbal,
Right.
whether it's through intimidation. I do not like a bully.
Right.
And some people, that is how they deal with people. I mean, you talked about like at the restaurant, and somebody is like, tell the waitress to come over here. You supposed to you trying to get a tip? I'm tipping you. Hold on, wait, what?
Yeah.
Don't do that. That's not right.
Is that
That's
how your dates roll?
I've had some.
Wow.
I did.
I know you like them fighting chicks. That's why I said, is that how your dates
I'm
roll?
getting older. I'm changing. I don't.
I know you like those
Yeah,
hood rat.
Well, hood rats need love too. But no, I mean, I don't like a bully. I do not like somebody that, engages someone in a way and they do it because they feel or they are in a situation where they feel like they have some sort of physical or emotional support, superiority over that person. I hate a bully.
Yeah. A big one for me. I know they're all big, but this one is real big for me. A bigger one. I don't like the person that continuously has to tell you how great they are. All the things that they've done for people, and I did this, and I did that. Like, some of these things that you're doing for people should just kind of be private. If you're doing it and you did it for them, it's done and nobody needs to know about it. But why do we need to know that you gave all of this money to the GoFundMe for this person? Why do we need to know that you
I stopped at Boston Market and I bought 20 different homeless people dinners.
Exactly. Exactly.
Because really, if you have to say how great you are, you're really not that great. If you have to say how rich you are or whatever, you're really not that rich.
It reminds me of a story that my grandmother told me. She said that she worked with a lady who said that her nephew was graduating, and she was like, "Oh, I bought him some shoes for graduation," and she was like, "Oh, that's really nice." And so the next time she saw that lady, the lady was like, "Yeah, my nephew graduated, and I bought him some shoes, for a suit, whatever." She was like, "Oh, yeah, I remember." And the next time she saw that lady, she brought up those same shoes, and so my grandmother said, "Did you buy him the shoes or did you loan him the shoes? Because if you loan them the shoes, you should go get your shoes back. Because you've told me about these shoes for the last, 3 months." And the lady said, "I did?" She said, "Yeah." She said, "I didn't even know." But she was so busy talking about how great she was. But if you do things for people, you do it for them. You don't have to put it on a billboard
Or Facebook.
or you don't have to do it. You do it from the heart.
Totally agree.
And it could be just kept in the heart.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that. Agree. So if you,
yeah.
What's another one for you? What's an instant turn off?
I know one for you.
Speaking for the role of Kim Williams.
Right.
How about I just move my mouth and you just talk? I really have. I have several. I don't like liars. I don't like cheaters. I don't like gaslighters. I don't like people who are braggadocious. I don't like people who are inconsiderate. And so let me just tell you. Speaking of inconsiderate, I had I shouldn't even tell this story.
Well, you done started it now.
Well, I had
exactly right.
I went out on a second date with somebody who was the second date and the final date. So and I was talking to one of my a couple of my two friends who said, I think you're pulling the plug prematurely, and I just disagree. One of them said that. So you guys tell me your thoughts. And anybody overhearing the conversation, feel free to drop your thoughts in the comments. So we are talking about instant turnoffs, and I don't like I don't like feeling like I'm being taken for granted. And so I met, long story short, and I'm really wrapping this up in a nice little bow, right? Met this guy, very nice, from New York, and that's important. So he doesn't have a car because he was in a car accident, blah, blah, blah. And he was thinking, do I really need a car? Because, Chicago seems to have a very good, the Ubers and trains and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, this isn't New York. It's a little different out there. And, but New Yorkers, they walk, they train, they Uber. That's their thing, taxi or whatever. So, but at any rate, the first time we went to dinner, because he's not from here, he just moved here from Brooklyn in December. We went to dinner, and I made the reservations. Not something I want to do if I'm going to dinner. If you ask me out, I expect you to make the reservations, plan everything. You don't have to come get me because you don't need to know where I live. But, I expect you to do everything. But because he's not from here, he was on a business trip, I was like, okay, I did everything. And so he flew in and he was like, this is great. And, wanted a second date. I was like, okay, well, sure. So I had to take him home, feeling some kind of way about that. But it's lunchtime, it's daytime. The second date, we went out to eat. It was at night. He didn't have a car, so I had to pick him up. I did not like that. Pick him up he was near the restaurant because he was at his adult daughter's place. So we had a lot in common, but this is just did not set right with the girly girl with the feminine side of me. The fact that I have to pick you up puts me in my masculine energy, and I didn't like that. And I've heard so many women talk about like, oh, we can't even be soft because you put us in our masculine energy. You guys, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And so this was my first time experiencing this, and I didn't like it. So we got in the car, and I think he went to hug or maybe kiss me on the cheek. This is our second day, so there's really nothing happening. And I was like this. I don't want that.
I want you to get to the good part.
Yeah, so I just
There's a good part to the story.
Well, okay. So the dinner was fine. We left. He asked me, do they take credit cards for the valet?
So you missed the really important part here.
What was that?
The part about the whole valet, like it was raining when they got to the restaurant.
It was raining.
And she was like about to valet. But he wanted her to park
on the street. Well, that's not the good part.
That is a good part.
That's not the good part.
He said, "You want to valet?" And she was like,
sister
"It's
telling
raining."
me
Because this is the good part.
That's the good part to her.
And he said, "Well, I have an umbrella."
Yeah, I didn't like that.
It was horrible.
So, I didn't like that.
I want you to walk a block in the rain.
I'm gonna valet if you and I are. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm gonna do, especially in the rain. If it's a sunny day, sure, we can park on the street and we can walk a couple blocks, not a problem.
Right.
But the thing is that when I took him home, it was like 9:30 at night. So now I'm driving home by myself, and I feel like who's seeing me in safely? You didn't say, okay, talk to me all the way home. You didn't say, call me when you get home and make sure, or text me to make sure you made it in safely. None of that happened. So I was like, yeah, I'm done. Because to me, when you first meet someone, you're putting your best foot forward, right? So if this is what you're showing me now,
I have nothing to look for.
Yeah, this isn't going to work for me. And so he said, I'll get a car. If the person I'm dating requires me to have a car. And we had that conversation. I was like, I think you're going to need a car. He's like, well, I work from home. I travel a lot, for work. I don't really want an $80,000 car.
So rationalizing all the reasons why he didn't need it.
And they made sense.
Yeah.
But my thing is, you don't have to have a Porsche sitting in. Why are you going from 0 to 60? Who says you have to have an $80,000 car? Just get a car. Or send a car for me if you don't want a car. Say, hey, babe, I got a car coming for you, or I'm coming in an Uber Black and we're coming to pick you up. But you got me out here at night. I just don't do that. I don't even really go out like that.
Well, not only does he have you out there at night, but he has you out there at night, and then he's not, hey, being sensitive. Like, hey, can you call me or I'll talk to you until you get home.
Exactly. So
I think that part is important.
It was very important. So. I just was, so I was talking to a couple of friends about it. And they were like, are you going to talk to him?
Away.
Yeah. They were like, are you going to talk to him about it? And they were like, maybe you should. No, I'm not. Because I was thinking like at dinner I was going to mention the car thing. But I was like, you know what? Why? You're not really interested in him like that.
Right.
You're turned off now. So you do you. And I just want to see how you move. And this is how you move. And I'm not interested.
Completely.
Yeah. So
instantly
and I'm not
unattracted.
Yeah. And I'm not saying that. So I have a very good acquaintance who's been married for a long time, and like 40 years, and she just feels like men should be courting her. And I said, well, I disagree. I think that when you first meet a man, you're getting to know him. And then the courting will come later. So I didn't expect this guy to court me, but I expected him to treat me like the woman that I am. Like I am now picking you up like I'm the man. I'm seeing you to the curb, and I'm like, what? This is not how I roll. Like, I've been divorced 3 years. I had one relationship and went out on 2 dates in 3 years. Like this is why I am so I tighten the reins up like this, and I don't really do shit because of dumb stuff like this. I was like, oh, you've got to be kidding me. I'm picking you up.
And I don't think he got it though.
Yeah. I don't think so we went walking today. He called, and I don't want to be that person that ghosts people. So if he asks me, I will tell him. So these are the things that I didn't like. I will be happy to share that with him if he's not watching this and he gives a crap. But other than that, I'm not gonna reach out to him and say anything because, you know.
I'm going to give you a performance review so
Yeah,
you can
it's
get your
like-
stuff together.
He's
for
too
the
old
next
to
person
trying
you
to
go out
teach
with,
somebody
because it
how to
won't be
treat a
easy.
woman on
And
a
see,
date.
that's how I feel.
I'm not
That's how I feel.
too old to
Right.
be trying to raise a grown man and teach him what dating looks like. And
That's how
if
I
I'm not
feel.
mistaken, he used to be married. So, I mean, like,
He's
you
married
are
for
not
21 years.
that aloof. You know, you are selectively aloof right now, is what I think.
That's hard for us to comment on because we don't know what level that he's been indulged or entitled up until that point. There's
I'll
somebody
give you that.
There's
Yeah.
somebody that probably, that theoretically could have put up with it and been like, oh, he's the greatest mortgage paying father that I've ever known or been around.
Yeah. Listen, there's somebody out there for everybody, but she's probably going to have to be very thirsty and very hungry to deal with that.
I found out something about people that make them unattractive. When I lived in Dallas, it was a group of us that were friends, and we all sort of worked together and knew each other, blah 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 blah. And so within that, there was a married couple that was part of the friends group, and I mean they were both equally, because in some cases, the wife can be the friend, or the husband can be the friend, but the couple was the friend.
No,
So
that's nice.
we would
That's how it's supposed to be.
and we
Go ahead.
would go out, we would do different stuff, and I really don't want to use names because I don't want to.
No, don't use names.
But this lady, when we would go out, her husband would, he was one of those people that like, I want to take care of the bill. I always took care of the bill. So, that part of it was like just super cool. But she was one of those people that ordered one of everything on the menu.
Oh.
And it was just wasteful. And I mean, she would eat it like
This was his wife?
his wife.
Okay.
And
Well, that's probably why he took care of the bill, because she
'Cause he
ordered
knew-
up the
yeah.
whole menu.
I mean,
Well, he was used to it then.
He
That
was-
was his wife, though.
he was a person that he had done really well in life, and he just he wanted to take care of bills. So I mean, I don't know that one was connected to the other. His wife's behavior. He was just a bill taker care of her.
A bill taker care of her.
Yes, he was that person. So, but
Talk,
it,
Smith.
but it was just. I mean, even though I wasn't paying the bill, it hurt me. I mean, there was a part of it that was like, why are you just getting on? And I mean, wouldn't take home leftovers. Oh, I don't eat leftovers. And I'm like,
Yeah, well, I know a lot of people who are like that. But listen, that's his wife. He's used to that. That's their thing. And if he does well,
Now, but you're trying to say what was instantly unattractive.
Right, the
I
behavior,
see.
the
Right.
behavior.
that she had,
Right.
she
He
displayed.
didn't like that.
Yeah, the behavior was like, I mean, I didn't care about the bill. I didn't care about any
I
of
see.
that. The
Okay.
behavior itself
Just wasteful.
It gave me, it put a weight on me.
Yeah.
I felt like I felt put upon.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you're right, though. He knew that because his wife was wasteful and she was ordering so many dishes and entrees, that's why he felt like, I'll take care of it.
And he doesn't know if that's the case, because he would just take care of any bill,
I mean,
regardless.
when we went to
But
play golf,
I
it
would
was
think
just-
that would be part of the the rationale behind him paying for everything.
But when we would go to play golf, I mean, he would pay for the round for everything.
Okay. He's just a giver.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
He's just a giver. And there's nothing wrong with that.
I agree. As
Because-
long as you have a person that doesn't take advantage, because I'm a giver, so as long as you have a person who's just not a take.
Right. That's what I was going to
then,
say, too.
Yeah.
A taker is instantly unattractive as well. Like,
Oh my goodness, yes they are.
my term, the dry beggar. I don't like that. Yeah, that shit gives me the heaves right now. they're just dry begging for stuff. It sure would be nice if
My birthday is in 2 weeks.
right.
I'm gonna be whatever age.
Man, I was looking at these gym shoes. I just couldn't
Yes, we
afford
know
them.
you don't like the dry beggar.
Like, I don't like that.
She talks about it all the time. It's dry begging. All I did was say hello.
Just ask. Damn.
Yes.
Just ask. But What about physical for you? Is there anything that's just instantly unattractive? Dirty nails are I can't. Okay, that's hard line. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I already said mine. Teeth.
Dirty ears.
I can take
instantly. No.
Well, yeah, dirty nails. I don't think I've ever come across somebody who has dirty nails and dirty ears, but the teeth thing, that's huge for me. And and I'm not even so much like, I know I like to work out, but I would rather date a man who's 20 pounds overweight than 20 pounds underweight. So that whole teeny weeny dainty type of man, that's a no.
Felix
That's
Unger.
unattractive. That's totally unattractive to me.
If you're biting your nails, if your fingers are in your mouth, I don't like that either. Because your hands touch too many things,
Everything.
and then they're going in your mouth, and then you may want that mouth to kiss me. Absolutely.
Yeah.
When I see people with their fingernails bit down to the nubs and they look like they were bleeding before,
Okay.
all of that is
You just painted that picture.
nope, can't do it.
Where do you find these people?
I'm like, I don't know who that was that she had that image of, but I got the imagery too.
Yeah, those are just like things, and I'm like, no way.
Yeah, physical. I don't think I have a whole lot of things that I find physically repulsive that I've seen, but I have a whole lot of personality things. I mean, I know that's not something that you can see instantly, but I have learned a whole lot from people with the line, the gaslight.
Well, if you're a discerning person, you can pick up on certain things about someone's character.
I said that, but in the beginning you were like, well, no, you can't see that.
Consistency. You have to be around them long enough to know that what's consistent, what's not. That's the only reason why I said that.
Well, no,
but a liar, you can hear a lie and know that shit is a lie.
Well, you can hear the consistency. You can hear if you talk to them long enough, even on the first date, you can hear if they talk long enough. If you just read between the lines and listen to people about their life story, you can kind of discern what they're about.
Yeah, that's what I meant. A discerning spirit. You'd be able to do it.
It's not necessarily a physical trait for me, but I hate the perpetual victim.
Oh, yeah.
That man, do you just have buzzers luck? Because every bad thing happened to you. I mean, is there any story where you have some level of accountability? Because, the reason that I want that to happen
Buzzard's luck.
I was like, whoa.
I'm just cursed. I'm lying. Is this a black cloud over my head? But the reason that I want a person to not always be the victim, because I want that person at some point to be empowered, to start to not let that happen again, or not do something similar again. Mm-hmm. And some people just, everything that they say, and then everybody just kind of circled and they just sort of started hitting me and they were beating me. It's like every story ends like that.
Yeah.
There's never a part where you were like, man, those people look like the same people that got me last time. I'm not going in that room.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. I'm not going to do it again. And everybody gets got. It happens. Mm-hmm. But to perpetually be that person, to me, that's very unattractive to me.
Yeah, yeah.
Sydney is like that. My daughter's like that. She only has a tolerance for so much of listening to someone's same problem over and over again. She's like, okay, when are we going to talk about the resolve? When are we going to talk about solutions?
The change? I know
right. All right. So I know this already. Nothing's changed about this situation. What are we going to do differently? Mm-hmm. She doesn't really. She can't give that much energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good for her.
To that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
But yeah. Anything else?
Is that it?
What did we miss? What about you guys?
Yeah, I should put some comments in.
Yes.
Yeah. I know you all have some hard lines.
What do you find instantly unattractive, whether it's a physical characteristic or a personality flaw?
Absolutely.
Would you consider a flaw? So let us know. Don't text us. Don't inbox us.
Put it in the comments. Right. Put it in the comments. And make sure that you all have liked, subscribed, and share this conversation. Because you know what? As we are in this phase of our lives, if you aren't married, if you haven't found your person and you're meeting people, you need to know the things that just don't fit. Like if it doesn't fit, don't force it. It just doesn't fit. It's not part of your.
Relax and let it go.
Okay, all of that. Yeah, I don't know if you have to do all of that, but you don't have to. You don't have to just take anything and everything. If you don't like it, you don't like it. If it's a turn off, you're turned off.
And it's okay.
You don't have to try and turn your
Everybody
turn
is
on
not-
button again. It's just off.
It's okay not to be for everyone. It's okay that everyone is not for you and you're not for everyone. So
Truth.
yeah, you know.
Truth. Yeah. All right, guys. We're
Thank
gonna
you.
wrap it up, but
Thank you for joining
Absolutely,
us on this
thank you.
Tuesday night. We will see you, I believe, next Tuesday.
Yes.
we shall.
All right.
All right, guys.
All right. Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.